Guys, Jungle Bob here. This video is going to be on an Exmark LZ72 inch commercial mower with a no start condition. Well, let's see what the problem is and get her fixed. So if you're interested, stay tuned. We'll get right into it. Alright guys, so here she is. This is an Exmark 72 inch commercial mower. There's your serial number or your model number right there. Two of these came in, well this one came in, and then we got a turf tracer that came in. Both of them no start conditions. This, it has a brand new, well not brand new, but about a year old. I don't know if y'all can see this, but this is that new Kawasaki FX1000V engine. This particular mower did have a Kohler, one of those fuel injected Kohlers on here, and so when it finally pooped, he went back with this, the Kawasaki. Anyway, so here's what this one does. Turn the key. Nothing, right? So I'm going to get into how to fix this, or what I did to fix it. So we're going to check and see if we can get it to hit a lick by putting some fuel down in the carburetor throat. So I'm going to remove this clamp here and see if we can't wiggle this off. Hopefully we can. Yep. Then we're going to take some gas and squirt in here and see what happens. Just a little bit. A little dab will do you. Hit that key. All right. So we know that the engine runs. We know it has spark. We know it's got compression now. So we're going to put this back on. I don't need to go any further with this. But so I guess everybody would jump to the first conclusion and say, "Hey, well, it's in the carburetor. The carburetor's dirty. It's gummed up. It needs to be cleaned." Right? Wrong. Okay. So my next elimination, I go to, if it's one of these with a fuel solenoid on it, which this one has, we're going to check this fuel solenoid, and we're going to check it and see. First, we're going to check and see if we're getting power to the solenoid. Then we're going to, I'm going to put my hand on here. There's a couple, three different ways I test these. I put my hand on it and turn the key to the on position, and you should feel it clicking. If you can't feel it clicking, the next thing to do is I take a known good solenoid and test it, and I'll show you how to do that. I don't know if you can see this, guys, but right here is where that fuel solenoid hooks up. So I just undo the wire. Then I take me one I know that works. I keep a spare one around, or two, just to for this particular reason. Plug it in, and then you can watch. You're going to want to watch and see if this thing moves up and down when I turn the key. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to do. See how it's moving? Got to look real close. All right. So we know we got power coming to the solenoid, but when I originally started working on this thing, it didn't have any power coming to the solenoid. So instead of jerking that carburetor off, taking it all the way off and trying to clean it, which would have done no good at all, we found out that we didn't have power coming to the solenoid. So the next thing would be to trace this wire back and find out why. So let's get to that. Another way you can test this too, if you don't have a solenoid laying around, I'm sure not everybody does, you can do it with a test light too. You take your test light, ground it somewhere. In this case, my cable's long enough, I'm just going to ground it straight to the battery. And I'm going to turn the key on. I'm going to turn the key on and pull this connector back off. And you got two wires. This black one here goes to the carburetor. It's grounded to the carburetor, to the frame. And then you can take your test light and stick in this terminal here, and it should light up. If it doesn't light up, you don't have power coming here. And like I said, we didn't have power before. You could also take you a voltmeter and check it that way. There's probably numerous different ways to check it, but I was just trying to give some examples for people if they don't have what I have. All right. Here, this is your control panel. And so we trace this wire back. There's a signal wire that goes when you turn the switch that runs to that solenoid to allow it to let gas pass up into the carburetor jet. So these Exmarks are notorious for buildup underneath this control cover. Seen this many times before. So I took this cover up like this, take it off, 4 screws, and you can see where I've cleaned it all out basically, but it was caked up with grass and muck and what have you. And on the ignition switch right down in here, there's 2 red wires that go into this contact right there. One of them had corroded itself and fallen out, so I had to come back here and splice that wire back on, and that got us power back. So that's something else you can check if you're not getting power to your solenoid. There's also a bank of fuses right there you could check. If it wasn't working, it'd probably be this accessory fuse right here would be blown. But anyway, so let's hook everything back up and see what it does now. Take a second for gas to get back in this carburetor bowl, but let's see if it'll work and run. On its own. Like I said, it's going to take a minute for it to get gas in there. Alright guys, so there you have it. Just some stuff you can check if you have this kind of problem come in. It's early Saturday morning. Apologize for the quality of this video, but I just thought I'd show this. He's coming to get it here in a little bit. I wanted to go back through the steps that I did to chase this problem down. So if you like this video, please hit the like button. Leave me some comments about what you think. And as always, please subscribe to my channel. I think we got over 200 today, so it kind of fluctuates. It's dropping back 198, 200, 199. So I'm gonna wait till we comfortably get over 200 before I get into celebration mode. But anyway guys, so everybody have a great Saturday. Can't wait for mix today. I may put out another couple videos today on a mail, or at least one more on a mail call. I got a couple of items in yesterday. So stay tuned for that. It's coming up soon. Anyway, Jungle Bob out.